and we moved in, no big deal. And my ex-husband went walleye fishing, and you do that at night. You're all country folk, so I'm sure you know that. And me being naive, and unknowing, lit every candle I owned and put them all over my big beautiful new house with one couch on one side and one couch on the other, because I went from this tiny little place of like 900 square feet to like 4,000 square feet, and I had no furniture and a baby, brand new baby. We were a young couple. And so I was holding Billy, who's now 235 pounds and benches like 405 pounds.
He's a big boy?
He's a big boy, but at the time he was little. And I was going to put him to bed in what is the kids section, and you'll see it, and I'll show you the room. I walked down the hall, laid him in the last room, which is Mariah's room, and laid him down, and decided there's four, at that time there was 3 bedrooms, but there was 3 bedrooms, and I crossed the threshold. There's big moldings, the house very old. As I crossed the threshold, the hall light flickered. Growing up in Avon, I lived on the corner of West Main and Bronson in an old house, and I thought, well, the light flickered, didn't even bother me. Lived right by Billy and Tom, as a matter of fact. And I picked up the things in the room, went down the hall to the next room. Just as my foot crossed the threshold, the light flickered again. No big deal. Went back, there's a closet there, crossed the threshold, goddamn light flickered again. And I started getting a little nervous, and the light went off. So now I'm getting, you know, like, what the hell's going on? Maybe the electric went. So I'm flicking the switch. I've got no hall light at this point, and I was a bad mom. I was scared, and I went to go down the stairs because I didn't want to go back down the hall. So I got about halfway down the stairs, and I was not a spiritual person or anything, and I could feel something behind me, and a tear was coming down my face, not because I was crying, but something caused my body to react that way, and I was halfway down and halfway up, which is not a very fun place to be. And I got down to the bottom of the stairs, and I flicked the light, and it didn't come on. So I went to the kitchen and called my sister Autumn and said, come home, because she had taken a room on the west side of the house when we moved in. It's a big place. She said, I'm not coming home. Go back upstairs. And I said, no, you're coming home. She wouldn't. And she said, Spring, just go back up. And I stuck my head out the doorway of the kitchen, the doorway of the hall, the staircase is right there. And as soon as I stuck my head out, the damn light turned on. And I just knew. It was turned on purpose. So I went upstairs, got Billy, came back downstairs, went and sat on the couch and waited for my ex-husband to come home. Didn't move a muscle. And that was the beginning. No evidence to anything. No nothing. I just knew something wasn't quite right. And that was 17 years ago. And since then, in a nutshell, there has been uncountable people have heard their name.
Smells.
There's cigar smoke up, 2 different people up in, we'll show you what's my bedroom now. Cigar smoke smelled, and apparently that was where they played poker when it was a hotel. And I actually have evidence of they played poker there, because the one wall we took down, we actually found the playing cards and the IOU notes, which was cool. Apparitions, which I would love to capture on video. The first time, she was seen 4 times by 5 people. One time she was seen by 2 people at one time. She's been seen in the staircase. 2 boys saw her, 2 brothers. They were sitting in the living room visiting. They looked over. The one brother was smart, they told me the story, was smart enough to look at the other and said, did you see that? And the other brother said yes. And the one brother said to the other brother, what what did you see? And he said, I saw a little girl, and they were like, both agreed that they saw the same thing. And she's been described as, from what I can tell, about 7 or 8 years old. Her top of her head is about rib height for a man. So we now have permanent mounted fixture after this weekend for that staircase that we'll be trying. I'm hoping we'll capture something, but you got to think she's been seen 4 times in
and again,
17 years.
They don't come out command. We may not get anything tonight, or we may get something. If you guys hear something out there, let us know. Type it. If you hear something and we didn't hear it, or you hear something in the background, let us know, because then we can tune in a little bit better and follow your lead on sounds.
My children have heard balls bouncing, footsteps, things going up and down the hallway. Unfortunately, the section of the house we chose for the kids is the most active part of the house. So the house has 8 bedrooms, 7? Is there any other stories? There were bones found in the basement. That there was not so much fun stuff happened after that, but, and I'm sure everybody wants to hear about it, but we put them back, and pretty much the house is pleasant and happy things happen here, and it's enjoyable. Brian had been up in the attic working, which the one wall on the attic bumps up to my son's wall. There's 3 sets of stairs in this house, which you'll see. How did this happen, Brian? Billy came down, my son came down and went in the bathroom by my kitchen, which you cannot get back up to the kids' room. You'd have to pass me. Brian came down from the attic and said, I knocked on the wall to mess with Billy, and he knocked back to mess with me. And I said, Billy's in the shower. And he's like, no. And I'm like, no, really? Billy's in the shower. And Brian just stood there. And I said,
I had the oh shit face of, oh no. Billy's been in the shower.
Whoops. Billy wasn't even on the east side of the house. He was on the west side on the first floor, and Brian was talking about the east side on the second floor. Not possible. Okay, everyone, they read the invocation, and we really couldn't get it in audio for you, so I'm going to reread it. We gather together in many places but as one to establish a bridge of communication with a higher level of existence. We come forward with positive intentions. We release ourselves of all fear and anxiety and ask for the protection of higher beings of light. We are united in the pursuit of this common goal and humbly ask that our queries be answered. Okay, we move forward at this point with an EVP session, and we'll go into the house, and we, in a pure unity, all the teams are going to be asking 3 questions while we do our normal investigations, but 3 main questions. What do we look like to you? How do you experience time? And how can we improve contact? So those 3 questions is they're during session 1, the first hour. Heading in.
Set the cards here with static pod. Can you come close to this? Don't be afraid of the green light or this machine. It's not going to hurt you. If you get close to it, you can set it off, and we'll know you're here. You want to play some cards? Go ahead. Let's play some poker.
There was a lot of K2 hints on the other investigation with the other team here. This is also where the one, I guest leave because it smelled like cigar smoke.
Right.
And the other had a guest leave because actually I never found out why. He got up in the middle of the night, went downstairs to the family room, sat, waited for his wife. 2 in the morning, got on his motorcycle, went back to Illinois. Something about a dream. Never came.
And if
Yeah,
any
see-
of you
yeah, you're
see
right.
anything
It's over
out
here.
there, if you see us and we're doing something and you catch a shadow or you hear something, you need to let us know. We need to interact with each other and you can help us out.
If there's sensitives out there and you think you're hearing or feeling something yourselves,
Let us know.
let us know that too. And if you want to do it in private message, you can private message Grounded Paranormal.
Does anybody want to come play a game? Do you still roam this house? Hear something out here? What do you hear? Spring thought she heard something going on in the office, which is next to her room.
No, but it sounded like. No, let me check that.
All right,
Sounded like what?
check downstairs.
I see it. I see it.
See it? That's okay. That's right. Get closer to it so you can light that light. We need
Let's
it
do
nice and
this.
bright.
Right now they're looking at a static pod, which is basically an indicator light and a probe that measures electrons in the air.
With a copper wire.
Copper wire that if something with the electromagnetic field interferes with that, it'll set it off.
Right.
And light up the blue light, and they're seeing a very dim blue light coming out of it right now in the dark.
Yeah, it started.
Behind me.
No, it's not.
The green light is the
K2.
K2, and this is at 0. This is. We'll show you.
That's a static pod.
This is static pod, so I'm interfering with it and causing it to go off. But we were standing back, and
It was going off by itself.
but it has to go off a lot more.
Yeah.
You want to touch those cards?
Oh, excuse me.
Thank you guys all for joining. Getting very awesome.
Hi guys. How are you? Thank you.
So where are we heading?
We're heading to bottom
We're
right.
heading down, heading to this location. In a minute. First, we're gonna hit the hallway.
You got the 4 up?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I got my phone on.
So what's happened in here? There was a shadow. Tom had the feeling, a personal experience where he felt like what felt like hair to him on his arm, and at the same time, Brian was expressing. Wasn't it a little girl? You felt like there was a little girl.
Just
when-
children in general, I was feeling.
During the time, because there was furniture in here, Tom was standing right here in the doorway. And as he was standing in the doorway with a camera, he felt hair go right across his arm. And there's no way that somebody could be there because there's a doorway.
Plus, no one was there.
And no one was there. So, and it was short.
People tend to have really strange dreams up here.
I wonder if we can connect with Greg.
I would like to connect with
Are there
Greg.
any questions? You see anything, Brian?
No, anyone got any questions for us?
Any
Greg?
questions you want to ask?
I have a question for Greg. Are we on EVP?
Yes.
Greg, you told me how you find us in a dream. Tell me about time. Next question. Do we look the same? Anyone in the spiritual realm and those of the higher good, anyone of the higher good, please feel free to answer those questions.
I've got a question. Can you jump from time to time?
I want to know if Greg is here in this room. He calls this place home. Is he here? If so, Greg, if you're here, come up and touch this green light. When you do so, it'll light up like that. Can you do that for us, please?
Is that in the camera? Yeah. Do anything. Knock, make a light go off.
Greg, do you visit here often? Can you light up that green light for me, please?
Anyone.
This house has several spirits. Anybody.
Amber says spirit box. We gotta wait till the second hour for spirit box.
Quiet.
I want to know if little Mary's here.
We've said it was quiet at Palmyra, and we ended up reviewing evidence and were blown away.
Yeah. Just keep watch of the room and let us know if you see a shadow or, you know, anything dark or whatever, let us know.
Did Greg or anything mess with Paula when he was here?
Paul had one very odd dream where he never saw a body, but he heard a voice very clear. And it was as he was waking up, and the voice was like very demanding. It was like, what do you drink that slowly kills you? I think was what the voice asked him. And Paul says, I don't know, effing water? And he like freaked out. But then like after he woke up and thought about it, he's like, oh, beer. And then he's like, and then he found out that Greg was a big beer drinker.
Right.
And then he got all weirded out and was scared. But it was pretty intense story because he was very distraught about the whole thing.
Well, Greg, you know how close we are with Spring. Brian's, you know, Spring's husband. So, you know, you can come to us and not have any concerns or fears. Can you come and make a sound or do something? Touch this K2 meter, light it up, just to give us, so we know you're here.
See, you guys know this is the staircase that the little girl has been seeing numerous times, down at the bottom or even up here in the little corner.
When I was cutting with the Sawzall, I was creating that door right there that you can see. You can see the 2x framing in there as well. Just cut through the lath and plaster, and I could hear the screaming coming from the kids section.
Out in the hallway.
Mm-hmm. It's very odd.
Takes a woman, baby.
So now,
Careful.
the next three questions.
Don't
The first
do
is,
more.
Feedback.
is the technician or anyone from TimeStream still able to communicate with us? This is a very specific question. It's aimed at a very precise source. Trust me, ask it. Second question. Are there any stations still operating on the other side? Once again, very specific question, aimed at a very specific target.
I'm going to Phil's side first.
Question 3. How can we improve contact? It's a repeat of the question from session 1, but it's very important. And one of the attendees here suggested asking, how can we, what did you say? How can we, how can we communicate? However you want to word this last question, the gist of it is, how can we improve contact? How can we make this easier? How can we build this bridge to be stronger and more direct? Okay, teams, you have your missions, you have your questions. We'll see you at the bottom of this hour. Good luck.
Tonight is basically an event that is worldwide. If you're just joining us, it's the National Ghost Hunting Day, and we have 2 sets of questions that are going to be asked from Command Center, which is in another state. We've already done the first set. Now we're going to do the second set and see if we can get some communication in the Fowlerville Hotel. Beginning of the video shows some stories about the place and what has happened. There's been apparitions that have been seen in the home. Things have been moved in the home. And the most active rooms is the children's rooms, which are all the bedrooms. So, are we about ready?
I think so.
Do I have it okay?
That sounds good.
Yes. Do I have it okay? I need someone to speak to me clearly through this. Can you tell me your name? Can you help me by telling me your name? Don't be afraid of this machine. This will help me communicate with you. Can you tell me your name?
You want to get your back to this wall because we're looking right at your butt through the one camera. Same.
Huh?
To get your voice
Spin
recorded.
around because we're looking right at your butt from that camera. Oh, Tom's back? Same with you, Tom. We're staring at your back when we're standing there. Slide over to this
Move
corner.
over. Can you tell me your name? I need you to talk to me through this machine.
You gotta ask the questions.
Ask it if it can see us.
Can you see us? doing the National Ghost Hunting Day. Can you see us?
How can we improve contact with you? How can we improve contact with you? Are any stations still operating on the other side? That's a yes? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Multiple yeses. Is the technician or anyone from Time still able to communicate with you? What? Is the technician or anyone from Time
Yes.
Space.
Space, that's what I heard. It said space. Space again. And I got goosebumps. Do you have a recorder going, Jen?
Yeah.
Can you tell us the code word? Book? What did that say book?
President.
Can you tell us the code word?
I keep hearing focus.
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 You hearing? You hearing anything?
I heard it. I heard it say focus. How can we improve our focus?
I almost think I keep hearing like E-bop.
What?
E-bop or something too, like over and over.
What?
E-bop. E-B-O-P maybe.
What's EBOT?
I don't know. It just, I keep hearing it over and over or something.
Can you tell us how to communicate better?
It's doing a really good job. I wouldn't touch a single knob. The thing's cranking. I like it.
Yeah, it's doing a lot.
What can you tell us about the communication?
Did you see something on someone?
Someone downstairs?
Did it say that?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Someone downstairs.
No, but I just saw something downstairs.
I should look.
No, don't take our live. Give that back.
Give them it.
Give us some Facebook Live back. You can't see anything without night vision. night vision on. I saw something in the night vision feed go by, and I said to him, "Did you see something?"
And it said someone downstairs.
And the vet said someone downstairs.
And I said, I thought it said should go look, and I said, okay.
Go look. Well, we can review all this.
I can. Could you just point to it again?
Yeah, that's my hand. Yeah.
So is there a communication gap?
Like, what do you mean?
Anything? Is there a gap between us and them
Oh, yeah.
that they have to try and get through?
Kind of like a time
Yeah.
zone or something?
No, we create the problem. Yeah, like, so it said I can't wait to review the answers again, that there is a technician in space.
Right.
That we do have a technician still, a time technician in space. Yeah?
Are you trying to communicate with us?
There's an entire web of consciousness you can use to draw your energy from to communicate with us if you're having trouble. Use it. What part is calmer?
I thought it said it was caliper.
What's in here, Jack? What part is calmer? Huh?
I'm not getting that. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and it sounds like that.
It's that thing, like we'll turn it into what we want to hear.
Right.
This is what I
That's
do
the
every
problem.
conversation.
You're all over the place.
I just had to read.
Okay. We're on the hall. Take a break.
How can we fix this?
How can we communicate better? They already answered that. Oh, just sit down. You're so good, Jen. Just turn the volume down until we come back. Mary, if you want to talk to us, or Greg, anyone that's living in this house, you can use this device as well. How do you want to tell it?
11:37.
Want to go down the hall? 20 minutes.
Should I leave this running?
Can you just power it off and then we can turn it back on if we want?
SBE off.
That was compelling.
That was actually kind of weird. It was.
Someone's downstairs.
That actually kind of weird.
Yeah, when we get settled and hold still, I want to ask again to elaborate on how to improve communication.
Said focus.
Said focus numerous times.
Yeah, it did say focus.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
So OBEs are out-of-body experiences. Left his body, saw his body down below himself, didn't know what was going on, freaked him out. When he got to the ceiling, he was aware he was out of his body, looking at himself. When he got to the ceiling, he realized he was at the ceiling, felt the ceiling, freaked him out. When he felt the ceiling, it woke him up or whatever, and he slammed down back into his body. His wife felt him jolt because he must have jumped. He didn't actually fall from the ceiling.
Just being in this room, you feel kind of like your equilibrium is off.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now. Feeling like my equilibrium is very off. Where I want, kind of like, tossing and turning kind of thing. It is weird in here. Can feel it. Yeah.
Just high energy.
I don't know. I literally
That's what
feel like if I
happens in this
stand up,
space.
I'm gonna fall over.
I don't know if they're asleep or awake. Well, different people.
I better be awake.
You are.
Do I look awake?
But when his non-physical body went back into his physical body jumped, which woke his wife up.
Which is almost the same sense of when you're dreaming and all of a sudden you jump over that cliff and it wakes you up because you don't hit bottom kind of thing. It's exactly the experience.
That person's name was Tom. Not this Tom.
A different Tom.
Okay, EVP session?
Yep.
Well, do you want to do another SBE or just EVP?
Probably just EVP in here.
Okay.
I think with
Got 7 minutes left. We're at 53.
I think with everything in here would just be
Square.
interference.
Get off.
You know?
You're still not square. Down a little. There you go, baby.
I like showing the time and date.
What do you want to EVP? Anyone want to lead it?
Tom, why don't you ask a question? You want to ask a question?
Thomas?
I'm good. I'm just recording.
Okay. You better not be sleeping standing up. Is there anybody here that would like to speak to us?
Okay, I gotta do something about that clock. That's the clock I was hearing.
I just feel like
From
someone's
across the
out
house?
here.
What, Tom?
I just feel like somebody's out here in this hallway. Like either Billy's room or Mariah's room.
If you don't walk around too much, too many loud steps go up.
No, it's not hearing steps, it's that feeling. Like somebody's here with you.
Is somebody out there with Tom in the hallway?
Tom, you gotta be quiet. Are you walking around right now?
Tom,
What?
are you walking?
No, ma'am, I'm standing still.
Are you shifting your weight?
No, I'm standing straight still. I am just rotating my body, looking left to right, But I'm not shifting my weight or making any sound.
It is 11:55, so we could just check on the camera. I heard the squeak.
Yeah, like it shook.
I heard like you went from one floorboard to another. Is someone out in the hall with Tom? Mary, will we call you Mary or whoever you are? Are you with Tom? Can you say your name? Did anybody hear that?
I didn't hear a voice.
Yes. From that way?
To the little girl, can you bounce your ball? Can you hear that?